Hello gang, and welcome to Displaying-Model-Behaviour, the Earth's mightiest video podcast. Back once again with the ill behavior in the studio.
Let's go, bub.
It feels so good to be back, which is just in the nick of time because we got a whole bunch of stuff to talk about. Before I do though, very quick little sip of coffee for the working man. A cup of coffee, which of course is inevitable. It's a little perk of the job getting this kind of nonsense. That's good coffee. I'm going to need this. This is going to be a little caffeine-fueled Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. Before we get to the news, though, I just want to say that if you haven't subscribed or hit the like button or the notifications, I'd be really grateful if you did, because YouTube is being freaking weird right now. And channels are getting, automatically put on restricted and, buried and stuff, because AI is in charge now, which is great, right? So, yeah, if you enjoy these videos, then I'd really appreciate just hitting that subscribe button so that you're telling YouTube, yes, I would like to see this in my feed, please, because that would help me a lot. All right, that being said, we do have a whole bunch of news to talk about, so let's talk about it. That was a good one. 3-0 are giving us a pretty amazing looking Black Panther and also being really annoying. What do I mean by that? I mean that their scale just seems to be all over the place. Just pick one, okay? That's all I want you to do, 3-0, because your figures look awesome. But they're just, we just spoke about the PlayStation Spider-Man, which looks terrific. 1/12 scale. Good Lord scale. That's it. And now they've done this Black Panther, which also looks phenomenal. And he's kind of 1/10 scale, a bit more sort of McFarlane-y. The actual height is 17.2 centimeters. Sorry, I don't know off the top of my head what that is in inches, but it ain't 1/12. So you're kind of shooting yourselves in the foot there, guys, unless it is some sort of rights type thing where they can't do Black Panther in 1/12 because some other company's doing it. I don't know. It just seems like an odd choice. But the looks of it, it looks gorgeous. This is 3-0 drops the DLX Black Panther Kinetic Energy Suit. New UV glow effects. It's going to look so good. But, who's he going to go with? I don't know. You have to find some other 1/10 scale figures. It's a curious business, that of toys. And it is one that I don't understand. It's great for doing a toy news show. Hot Toys have got some interesting new reveals. I'm going to tackle these in a funny little order. They're all dispersed out throughout my news page. But first of all, we're getting this Iron Man from Iron Man 2. This is the, Sub-Zero Fractal Armor. Did this appear at the end? I mean, I know there was a whole house party smorgasbord of Iron Man suits. I don't remember seeing this one, but then again, it was just like a crazy firework display of Iron Man suits. You could have put anything in there. You could have put Clown Iron Man in there, and I wouldn't have known any better. Wait for that to happen. You know it will do eventually. Jokerized Iron Man. They're going to mash everything up. It's a white, crystallized looking Iron Man armor. Nothing else to report on really, but if you are one of those crazy rich sultans of Brunei who can just afford every single hot toy Iron Man that comes out, well, there's another one for you. Now we're starting to cook a little bit more with the Hot Toys figures. I'm kind of bored of generic Iron Men, but tan costume Wolverine? Oh, this is pretty sweet. Obviously taken straight from Deadpool and Wolverine. Man, they've done the Age of Apocalypse costume. I don't know if they've done any other ones from those alternate timelines, but we have got this one now for when he takes on the Hulk for a few brief, wonderful seconds. I wasn't a big fan of that movie, but that little sequence, that was some great, fan nostalgia bait right there. So, from Hot Toys, it says they're excited to announce this highly anticipated 1/6 scale classic brown and tan collectible figure. Figure is available in limited quantities of 3,000 units, which sounds like a lot, but I guess in the grand scheme of things, it's not that many. And it also says exclusively in selected markets. I don't know. What markets? That would be nice. I'm scrolling through here and it's no, you're gonna tell me, Hot Toys, what exclusive markets? No, I'm gonna go over to Hot Toys, see if I can find out for you. If I can, I'll put the information down below. Now, this is the one that really caught my eye. Miles Morales in his alien costume. Not the symbiote, well, kind of the symbiote. This is from Avengers vs. Aliens, the comic book limited series, which honestly it's good. It's weird. What's really cool, well, because I have read it, I really enjoyed it. They didn't like bring the aliens into the Marvel Universe so much as bring the Marvel Universe into the Aliens universe. Like, it doesn't have the feel of a Marvel comic. It has the feel of the slightly weird and unsettling alien universe. Like, it works really well. And there's this really cool scene where a facehugger jumps onto Miles Morales, and everyone's like, oh no, Miles Morales is, well, he's toast. But then we are revealed that Miles is wearing a symbiote costume, and it wraps around the face hugger and then sort of like usurps it and puts it on his costume. And it's like, okay, that's pretty cool. So we know in like sci-fi parasite hierarchy, symbiote trumps face hugger. But the overall costume does look kind of cool, just like Wolverine, available in selected markets. Thanks for that. Although this one is going to be in much shorter supply, only 1,500 units. So, I mean, come on, if you want him, I'm sure you can find him. And honestly, looking at these pictures, I can see why you might want him. Because, oh yeah, with the claws coming over the shoulders like that, yeah, it's really creepy. But honestly, pretty cool. Another 1/6 scale figure coming at you like Cleopatra. We're going to get the Higher Toys. Is it Higher Toys? No, 3-0. Don't know where Higher Toys came from. I think they're doing a Rambo as well. This is 3-0's 1/6 scale John Rambo from the first Rambo movie. Still an absolute classic. If you've not seen it, it's well worth your time. Go all the way back to 1982. Remind yourself what action movies were like before the days of CGI. There's some great stuff in there. Anyway, I digress. 1/6 scale, so Hot Toys style, decent enough looking version of Sylvester Stallone's face. The overall product, like, it all looks nice, all the soft goods on there, all very pretty. And of all the classic old 80s action movies to, have on your shelf, this is a banger. Again, I'm probably preaching to the choir here, but yeah, if you've not seen Rambo First Blood, do yourself a favor, go watch it. And then once you do, you might want to drop $120 on this figure, because honestly, yeah, I don't know how to finish that. Yeah, just go watch Rambo. Up for pre-order now from McFarlane Toys, we've got Batman in his Mobius chair and Dr. Midnight. And they look fine. I mean, just judge for yourself. It's more McFarlane stuff. I don't know Dr. Midnight in the slightest, but I mean, he looks kind of fun. I'm sure every time a random character comes out that I don't know, there's always folks who are like, yes, finally, this dude. So that's great. And Batman in the Mobius chair, it's funny, I was watching an episode of Linkara the other day. I'm sure a lot of you guys know Linkara. And he was doing the 3 Jokers. And so Batman sits in the Mobius chair and it can like answer any question. He's like, what's the identity of the Joker? And it says, which one? And then later on, like a year or so later, we have the story of the 3 Jokers, which doesn't reference the Mobius chair. And it's like, well, that was what introduced the whole thing. Anyway, that sounds like it was a bit of a random, weird kind of story. But that being said, the chair looks kind of fun, so if you want to just like keep buying all those McFarlane figures while they're still making them, well, there's 2 more for you. Ace, my boy, over at Ramen Toys, has been excelling himself recently. In fact, if I'm grading it, Ace, congratulations, A+. You're doing great stuff over there. We've got Techno-Horse, very similar to a character from this TV show called Bravestar, but of course, that's just a coincidence. Techno-Horse here does look real fun. Up for pre-order now from what I can see. Yeah, pre-order's available, but delivery will be in 2026. So there's a lot of stuff that Ramen Toys have in the pipeline at the moment. I'm still waiting for my Musk. I know it's coming close because he's hooking up a few people with like preview copies and stuff, and I'm just saying, Ace, I got my shelf clear. Okay? I'm ready for it. In the meantime, though, Techno-Horse does look really... he looks really great. He's just a big bang of 80s nostalgia right there, so I'm pretty impressed with that. With the articulation, there's a lot going on here. With the digitigrade legs, I love the fact that someone in the community taught me what digitigrade legs are. I used to just say those backwards leg things, with 2 knees. They look really nice. The face expression, everything. The big old blunderbuss cannon. Yeah, this looks like another winner from Ramen Toys. We are Sex Babam, and we're here to make you sad and stuff. ScottPilgrim figures. Didn't have these on my bingo card. Didn't know they were coming out, but then, boom, here we go. And I do like figures that are just taking a style and design straight from the page and putting it in three-dimensional form. NECA's always good at that, and so is this company as well. What company is it? The newest wave from Bottleneck Gallery. I had to really squint to see that writing there. So we've got the Sex Bob-omb 3-pack, and this is going to be also coming along with a single version of Kim and Knives as well. Knives Chow from ScottPilgrim. And they're up for pre-order now. So there you go. If you're a fan of the comic book or the movie or the Netflix show, all of those are bangers. It's great when something's translated into so many different mediums, and it always kind of works even when they change it up and mix it up. I know a lot of people were kind of upset with ScottPilgrim. What is it, Takes Off? They were like, I wanted to see ScottPilgrim. This isn't that. But I was like, well, that's great, because I know the story. So they changed it and gave me something new. I really enjoyed that. Not enough to buy the figures though, because I'm being real cheap right now. But if I wasn't so thrifty, I wouldn't mind picking these up. Oh, it's time to go back to Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight, the cinematic gift that keeps on giving as far as action figures go. And this might actually be one of the best ones. Look at this Heath Ledger Joker from Mezco Toys. Whatever doesn't kill you only makes you stranger. Hey, look, I know I'm like the 10 bajillionth person to do a Heath Ledger impression, but you know what? I think that was actually pretty good. And this is pretty good as well. Mezco, I was about to say they don't miss. That was a lie. What was that quote from? That was like a meme, wasn't it? Was it Michael Jordan? And we knew that was a lie. I could be completely wrong. Help me out in the comments. But this looks like it's not a miss. This looks like a big old hit. They've nailed the Heath Ledger likeness pretty darn impressively. And the fact that he's got all the cloth goods, so you can take off the big overcoat, you can have him down in his shirt and his, waistcoat, obviously. And then all the accessories as well. He's got the guns, the grenades, the knives as well. Probably some lint in his pockets. Don't know why I remember that particular line. But yeah, it's nice. You want to see a magic trick? I'm going to make the pencil disappear. Okay, I'm done now. But yeah, Mezco, they've done a real good job with this. It is available as of me recording this, because normally these things sell out in like a heartbeat. $116. Not cheap, but hey, nothing is. Maybe you could rob a bank to get the money in a really implausible school bus type scheme. I like the movie, but none of it made any sense. How was that a getaway? No one noticed this school bus drive out of a bank. No one thought to maybe call that in? No? Okay, fine. That being said, though, this does look good. Okay, I didn't mean for this episode to be like the pervy episode. It's probably not that different from any other episode, to be honest. But that's what we got here. And it ain't my doing. I don't make the news. I just report it. We got the Hopdo, or is it meant to be Hondo? Maybe that's a typo. But it's the 1/12 scale Mochikan Goblin action figure. So no, it is Hopdo. They wrote it twice. And it just looks like a pervy goblin. I'll give you the full write-up here. So about Hopdo. A reputable factory. This is from 5K Toys, where you can order this guy. A reputable factory known for producing anime statues for major brands, now launching their own articulated figure line, starting with this goblin. AKA, in my words, pervy goblin. Priced at $39.99, so $40, you can get this 1/12 scale little critter. And obviously you can see from one of the pictures there are some blurred out accessories. I'll leave that up to you as to what those are. I think we know. We know what those are. Because he has obviously in some of the other pictures, he's smooth like a Ken doll. You know what I'm saying? So clearly you can have him not Ken doll-like. I don't know what you're doing with your figures, and honestly, I'm not judging either. You do you. Let your freak flag fly. That's certainly what these guys are trying to promote. And honestly, what the heck? There's something for everyone. I kind of love that. Now, this is something that I recognize, but I don't really know the source material because it's My Hero Academia. Dave doesn't do anime. I appreciate it for what it is, but I can just never get into it. But this figure, as a standalone piece, just looks really cool. I love what I'm looking at. It looks super fun. So again, from SH Figure Arts, the people you expect for your anime figures. So what's the name of this little character here? This is Himiko Togo. All right, from My Hero Academia, scheduled for release March of next year. Pre-orders are live on the 18th. So today, when you see this. So yeah, obviously I don't know the character, but just looking at the kind of schoolgirl aesthetic, but then with the like weird chompy thing around her neck and the missile things that fire off and a whole bunch of facial expressions as well. I like it. I like it a lot. It's weird, bizarre. I gotta say, it would go pretty well with my Dan figure. I know obviously they're two different franchises, but they're just fun looking anime characters. And this crazy psycho stabby girl with the teeth, kind of dig this. This is a bit cool, a little bit of a high-end kind of thing for people who like high-end kind of stuff. I mean, like myself, what can I say? Diamonds are a girl's best friend. I'm not a cheap date. This looks pretty cool, cyberpunk style. I'm always a fan of cyberpunk type things. This is Bancho. Bancho TEQ63. Sounds like a George Lucas film. So Devil Toys X Quicks, little collaboration that they're doing there. But the thing is, it's 1/12 scale. Good Lord scale. You got to love it. It goes on to say right here, don't miss out on your chance to hunt down the Alpha OG Black colorway this 16th of September 2025. All right, so he's out there ready for pre-order. I'll see if I can find a price for you. Pre-order event only on deviltoys.com.hk. So you're going to have to ship them in from Hong Kong. But by the looks of things, it's probably going to be worth it because it does look pretty awesome. Do check out the final photos to view the complete set of accessories. Well, you don't need me to tell you that. You're looking at them right now. And if you're anything like me with my little sense of style and aesthetics, you might agree they do look pretty wicked. Well, this is a cute little model kit type girl. These always come out on the regular, and every time they do, I'm a little taken with them. I've got a couple of these in the past. They're 1/9 scale, so they don't really fit with many things, but they're a little collection unto themselves. I never tend to keep them, though. When I was in Japan, you could pick them up quite cheaply, so I'd get them, put them together, enjoy them on the shelf for a bit, and then move them on to a new home. So this one, what's she called? Animester X Nuclear Gold. So that's a little collaboratization of two companies there. This is the 1/9 scale Barbara Illusion. But what is the illusion? I tell you what, democracy, that's what the illusion is, people. It's all, no, sorry, that's for a different channel. So Thunderbolt Squad, height 21 centimeters, 1/9 scale, and yeah, going to be released around about October. So coming right up. And yeah, if you like this girly, you can probably pick her up on one of the import sites. Now, this looks kind of bonkers and crazy. Do you remember those Magic Eye pictures from the 90s? They were a thing. Takes you back. How's that for some 90s nostalgia? Magic Eye pictures were all the rage. It looks like a mess and then you focus and you can reveal like a picture of dolphins or some stuff. This is kind of like that. It's so ornate and so busy that it's kind of hard to see what's really going on there. It's a bit like those Mecha Turtles. Like it's almost too impressive. I almost want to say, okay, lads, calm down. Let's pick some themes and just go with them. That being said, though, there's no denying this is pretty amazing looking. So this is the Motor Nuclear MNQ08A. A lot of weird random code names, all right? Say what you will about McFarlane Toys, but at least they call the things what they are and not just a whole bunch of random Scrabble tiles. But this is basically a mech Sun Wukong, so the Monkey King, but in mech form. Which honestly, I'm surprised I've never seen before. It's a cool little combo. Why the heck not? At this point, everyone's going to get a mech form. I should get a mech form. I want to see Mecha Dave. That'd be kind of cool. I got to do my own toy line one of these days. I mean, how hard can it be? So yeah, this is available. Actually, this is what I'm looking at here is an actual review of the figure. Total score, this person gave it 8.2 out of 10. I'll see if I can find where you can actually pick it up. In the meantime, though, it is kind of fun to gorp over. Some folks have asked me what happened to the anime corner type figures. Well, don't worry, they're back. More opportunities for Dave to talk about things that he doesn't understand in the slightest. But I do like some pretty action figures when I see them, and this is no exception. Masked Rider here, another version of the vaunted Masked Rider. Who is it this time? SH Figure Arts Shinkochu Seihu. Can you believe I actually lived in Japan for like 10 years and that was my pronunciation right there? Masked Rider Kaiksa. All right, we'll go with that. Going to be releasing around about March of next year. Pre-orders go up September 16th, so couple of days ago. This is why I got to do good news every day. I can't let things pass me by. But also, this guy won't necessarily be on his shelf all by him lonesome. I'm not redoing that. So, I hate it when you can't decide what words to say. Do you guys have that, or is that just my little neuroatypical brain? So this can also be paired with Masked Rider. I'm not redoing this segment. You can get his motorbike. That's what I'm trying to say. Again, from SH Figure Arts, obviously. This is Masked Rider Caxia coming soon. You can recreate the car washing scene. Okay, if you've seen a car washing scene and you enjoy it, well, congratulations. You can recreate that now. It's a train wreck. Got a couple more SH Figure Arts anime characters for you. At least I know the franchise these come from. It's Chainsaw Man, but I've not seen the movie yet, but I kind of like to because I do enjoy a bit of Chainsaw Man. So right here, we're getting Bomb and Reze from Chainsaw Man, the movie Ree's Arc figures. Don't know the characters, but I do like the look of them. The second one, the one with the kind of bomb-shaped head, don't know what the gimmick is exactly. Then again, I mean, it's Chainsaw Man, so they have chainsaw heads. I guess why not have a bomb head? Kind of want to find out, though, because it does look sort of fun. So these ones, I don't know if they're up for pre-order yet. I'm going to be checking that. In the meantime, we just got some pretty pictures. But yeah, I think they're just previewing them at the moment. So keep your peepers peeled if you want to pick these up, because they will probably be available for pre-order pretty soon. That was a lot of P's right there. In the words of Jack Skellington, what is this? I don't know. It's a cartoony anime Megazord, I guess. But let's take a closer look, shall we? Maybe we can find out together. This is the Kizuna Blaster and Kizuna Scepter. Oh, Kizuna Parts and Kizuna Scepter are bonuses. Okay, well, bonuses for what? What am I looking at? I don't even know. Oh, here it is. Yeah, the Maximum Kizuna Kaiser. There you go. Should have just scrolled up to the top of the article. So there we are. This crazy-looking Maximum Kizuna Kaiser from the Red Ranger becomes an adventure in another world. You know that's just an auto-translation. This gets a new model kit from Kotobukiya. Love Kotobukiya. Use the interchangeable parts and include Great Kizuna Sword to recreate many different poses. I don't know what it is, but I know it looks pretty. Going to be released around about February of next year and retailing for 14,000 yen, which actually isn't that much. Probably going to equate to about $100 once you pay import fees. Not too shabby for a pretty looking mech. Romanki are doing this new range of custom bodies that you can just go nuts with your painting and customizing skills if you have them. When I see it, I'm like, well, I'm sure a talented person could do good stuff with that. I'm not one of those people, though. I don't create. I only see things that people have created and then talk smack about them. That's what I do. That's my niche. It's a living. But there's so much potential for these bodies here. They instantly knew exactly what they were doing. Not only have they released the flesh-colored ones, but they've now released a black painted one. And then they've gone one step further and done a head that's got a big old mean toothy looking grin on it. So already people are going nuts with potential customizing. Someone's already made a badass looking Venom out of the flesh-colored one before they even released the smiley teeth. So there's a lot of fun to be had with these if you are a customizer. I have had a Romanki figure in the past, and they are really good. I had one of the female curvy bodies, and it was like, I couldn't do anything with it because I suck at customizing, but just the quality of the figure was real nice. So looking at these now, these big jacked up ones, I think a lot of people are going to do a lot of cool stuff with these. And speaking of customizable figures, these ladies have been doing the rounds a lot lately. They're coming out soon for your delectation and delight, because I'm using those words because there's some pretty delightful poses that folks are sharing with these figures, which I won't be sharing here because this is a family show and I'm trying real hard not to get my channel like suppressed or, restricted or anything like that. So we're going to keep it very PG, maybe a little bit PG-13. But if you are, again, a customizer, or you just like some scantily clad ladies on your shelf, well, this is the company to go for. Everyone's sharing these images at the moment, and I get it. Like, the actual mechanics of how these are put together, really impressive. Like, we're living in a golden age of butt technology, and that's something you can't deny. So yeah, there's plenty more pictures out there if you want to see what you can do with these figures. In the meantime, though, I'll admit they look really fun. There's actually some fun auto-translating going on here because there's 3 different versions, as you can see. So this is the auto-translate of the official write-up, okay? I'll try to make it as uncreepy as possible. Daddy's female body is driving. Okay, yep, failed. That was creepy. So first of all, we've got Hannah. Hello, boss. passing towel. That's the auto-translate. Then, Veria, the boss is so dirty, pour wine. God bless you, pervy Japanese. I love you so much. And then there's Eman, the old oyster is good. Please, the bosses choose. All right. Couldn't have said it better myself. There you go. You can pick them up now, I think. A cool little update for Marvel Cosmic Invasion. I'm so looking forward to this game. It's great because right now I'm playing Hollow Knight Silksong, which is tremendous, but also so freaking brutally difficult that it's going to take me a while to finish it. So by the time I finally do, Cosmic Invasion is going to be landing. Perfect. Little bit of Providence right there. So now we're getting 2 new additions to the roster, which is just huge. So now we're also getting Black Panther and not just Ghost Rider, but Cosmic Ghost Rider, which makes so much sense for the Cosmic Invasion gimmick. I'm loving what I see. We are living in a golden age of 2D side-scrolling beat-em-ups coming back. This seems like no exception with this and Marvel Tokon coming out, I think, next year. We're eating well as far as Marvel video games are concerned. Then plus we're probably going to get Wolverine next year as well. What a time to be alive. In comic book news, Marvel is going back to their swimsuit issues. We had the summer one back in, well, the summer. Thanks, Dave. And it was actually very well received. Honestly, I really enjoyed it because it wasn't exactly like the old ones. It was more kind of tongue-in-cheek and self-aware. I mean, then again, the old ones were tongue-in-cheek and self-aware as well. Bottom line, though, was it was fun and people enjoyed it. So they're doing it again. This time we're going to get the Winter Special. This is the Marvel Winter Break Special, issue number 1. Probably going to have a whole bunch of pictures to come along soon. In the meantime, though, just got the announcement one here, written by Tony Fleece and Tim Seeley, and art by a whole bunch of people, with a cover by Greg Land. I mean, that dude's made his whole career out of drawing bikini underwear type characters, even tracing from, shall I say, dubious sources, Mr. Land? Only because I totally recognize some of those poses. I'm like, oh yeah, I know where I've seen that before. So it says here in the write-up, from swimsuits to the sauna. You asked for more swimsuit special and you've got it. Sort of. Hit the slopes with your favorite Marvel heroes this winter with the help of a team of superstar artists and then warm up in the hot tub. Hot springs, hot yoga, lots of places that start with hot. Fret not, true believers. We've got equal parts action and relaxation for your money in this one shot. On sale, December 10th. So, ladies and gentlemen, Knull is returning to the Marvel Universe and it looks like he's going to be doing it in a big way, which honestly, I'm kind of here for. I really, really enjoyed the King in Black story from, gosh, several years ago now. It's crazy how time flies. I think it was like 2020 when that came out. That was like the start of Model Behavior, and here we are. And now Knull's back, baby, and it looks like it's going to be a good time. I've got a bit of a write-up here from Bleeding Cool News. I want to share it with you because I want to see what they're going to do with this here comeback. I mean, man, I even forgot, like, he's even been in the Sony movies. Technically, kind of. He was there briefly. Let's forget about those. Anyway, let's talk about some good Knull stuff. So, Marvel to launch a new Knull series in 2026, spinning out of Venom, because he's going to be coming back soon, and I guess they've got some big plans for him. Marvel Comics are to launch a new Knull series in 2026, spinning out of Venom 250. That's when he's making his big comeback. Don't call it a comeback. He's been here for years. So, Marvel launches a solo Knull series. Yep, we've said that. Knull 1 is a 5-issue limited series by Al Ewing, Tom Waltz, and artist Juanan Ramirez. It's a cool name. The series follows Knull reclaiming his throne and seeking revenge after being imprisoned once more. Knull's return sets the stage for an epic symbiote storyline leading up to a major 2026 Marvel event. What event's that going to be? I don't know. They're planting a lot of seeds here. So Bleeding Cool goes on to say, Marvel is to launch Knull's first ever series this January. It's going to be interesting trying to make him a protagonist. I mean, he's a pretty heinous character. But then again, we've had series where we follow characters like Thanos and Doctor Doom and stuff. So, as Carnage even. So it's perfectly doable. And following the return of the King in Black in next month's Venom 250, the 5-issue limited series will be written by Venom writer Al Ewing, okay, yep, and Tom Waltz of Wolverine Bloodhunt. I never read that. TMNT, and drawn by Eddie Brock Carnage artist Juanan Ramirez. Actually, that dude's good. I have read some of those Eddie Brock Carnage issues, and they're a good time. I think they had I had some fun reading that. I want to get an action figure, hopefully one day, of Carnage in the red suit with the fedora. Thought that was a cool look for the character. Emerging from the darkness during Johnny Cates and Ryan Stegman's seminal run, Knull became the comic book supervillain of the decade. Maybe. There's an argument for it, I guess. Headlining the 2020 crossover King in Black. Oh, it was 2020. It took the combined might of Marvel's greatest heroes to stop him and his symbiote army from conquering Earth. Now he begins his new reign of terror, but first, he must reclaim his throne from a startling usurper. All right, okay, the plot thickens. Discover his current whereabouts in Venom 250, and then follow his path of destruction to amass new power in Knull issue number 1, a pivotal chapter in the lead up to a symbiote epic coming in 2026. I just hope they don't overexpose him, because the Knull King in Black story was great. It was like one and done, and he was killed off pretty definitively, but hey, and no one's gone for good in comic books. So the official Marvel write-up says, on sale January 14th, Return of the King, weakened from his last death. Death'll do that. Trapped by the enemy he never expected, the god of the void waits in a cage once again. Despite all my rage, I'm still just a god in a cage. His captors think Knull has nothing to fight back with, but in Knull's hands, nothing is a weapon. Okay, actually, you know what? That's pretty badass. And there's a greater weapon out there waiting for the King in Black to take it and take his revenge. That was my favorite moment from King in Black, when the Sentry comes in to save the day, and he's like, "Don't worry, Daddy's home." And Knull's like, "Oh, you've got the void in you. The void's darkness. Guess who's the King of Darkness?" That was cool. So it goes on here, Bleeding Cool saying, when super editor Jordan White reached out to me. I guess this is from Ramirez saying this. When super editor Jordan White reached out to me to see if I'd be interested in collaborating with fellow writer Al Ewing on the new Knull series, I couldn't jump at the chance fast enough, Walt shared. Okay, that was Walt's. I wish they'd put the name of the person who's being quoted at the start. Besides working along with Al, who is an absolutely fantastic and steady talent, the kicker for me is getting to play with such an amazing character with such untapped potential as Knull. The King in Black has once again risen up out of the void to cause delicious havoc and mayhem across the universe. And we got surprises aplenty in store, my friends. And just wait until everyone sees Juanan Ramirez's dark, bombastic artwork. Wow. Drawing the God of the Symbiote hits hard right from page 1. Tom and Al are totally to blame for how much fun I'm having working on this. I hope readers are ready to dive into something absolutely wild, Ramirez said. All right, that's it. Knull's coming January 14th. Mark it in your calendar. Honestly, by the looks of this, I think it's going to be a good time. So, Red Hood 1, this now infamous, cancelled Red Hood series, is going up for a lot of money right now. Controversy creates cash. Thanks, Eric Bischoff. Bleeding Cool News has an article here I'm going to do a little bit of quoting from, because this is an interesting story. It's one about consequences for your actions, which I think there should be consequences for your actions, but also questions of free speech as well. It's a sticky, nutty, chewy, chocolatey problem that the world is dealing with right now. And this is a tiny little microcosm of that. So, little quoting from Bleeding Cool News here. Red Hood #1 is now a $50 comic book on eBay. I mean, I know that those things can go up and down, so, take that for what it's worth. And Gotham Sampler, where this, first appeared, is $5 a copy. But should you buy it? That's what Bleeding Cool are asking. DC Comics confirmed the cancellation and withdrawal of Red Hood #1 last week, citing writer Gretchen Felker Martin's comments on social media about the late Charlie Kirk as a reason, or the reason. This has impacted the price of the book in a specific way within the market, which has happened before. Well, yeah, of course, whenever a book gets pulled for some reason, a bit of controversy, people are going to want it. In the wake of Kirk's passing, media coverage of the comic, the comments, and the cancellation has reached everywhere. Yeah, all the big places like Hollywood Reporter, CNN, The Independent, The Daily Mail, they've all been covering this story. This may have led to the cancellation, but it has also fueled collectors' desire for the comic in question. Again, we all want what we can't have. The pulling of the series has impacted the market value of the issue that was published in a specific way that has happened with other comics before. Copies of Red Hood #1 have risen significantly in value in shops that still chose to sell them. And more visibly, shops and individuals have sold multiple copies of the comic book in question online, up to $40 for the standard cover, which has a cover price of $4.99. So there's a little bit of multiplication for you there, though it has recently dipped after the weekend to around $25 to $30. The J. Lee cardstock cover, I love J. Lee's artwork, that's been selling for around $40. And there's a Jim Lee standard version that goes for $50 and a slightly rarer foil variant as well, which goes for a whopping $100, although actually it's now settled for $55. The Gotham sampler, intended to be given out by comic stores and at other events on September 20th for Batman Day with Red Hood previews inside, the comic cover has also been doing a roaring trade on eBay. Yeah, mentioned that. Some have gone for as much as $25. I think a bit of speculation there. Folks are ultimately going to lose money eventually on those. And yeah, it goes on to basically say that, yeah, people are buying up comics because that's what happens when things get cancelled. So I think that DC did actually offer a refund to comic book stores. It says here, DC Comics did refund retailers for the cost of ordering the comic, but some of those retailers who chose to burn, rip up, or trash copies in protest might regret this, considering the significant uptick in price and interest. Were people really burning comics in protest? I don't know. Okay, let's carry on, shall we? There is a dilemma here, of course. Retailers often call the alarm themselves, shocked at having bought a comic book that is not what they expected. It has an aspect that might alarm or offend, especially with characters associated with children like Batman, even if most of his readers are adults. As the mass media start to report on the story, DC Comics does what it feels is the responsible thing and withdraws the comics from sale. I understand that. Big corporates, companies, they want to just avoid controversy wherever they can do. Only the retailers who were so shocked and startled a minute ago to realize that there is so much media attention and at least the perception of scarcity that they can charge 10 times the cover price, and someone somewhere who has just been watching CNN and has gone on Google is prepared to pay that much. Again, it's an inflated bubble. It really is. You know, check back in a year's time. These ain't going to be worth that much. This kind of event can become a mini payday for some retailers, and these are challenging times for many. Making an easy $1,000 by selling 20 copies of a comic book on eBay as the nights are starting to draw in can be very welcome. I can totally appreciate that. If I could find a way to make a quick $1,000, you better believe I'd be doing it. And it goes on to say, one retailer yesterday told me that he was selling all his copies of Red Hood 1 at cover price to young newcomers to the store who seemed genuinely curious about what had happened and about Gretchen Felker Martin, rather than those customers he knows will be eBay flippers. Ah, good guy. He also understands where his future comic readers may come from, even if DC Comics doesn't want them to read it. So yeah, it's a lot of controversy for, well, controversial times. I think there absolutely has to be consequences for your actions. If we're talking about what you say and how you represent a company, it's tough. I mean, we live in a world where you should have the right to be able to say whatever you want, as long as you're not inciting violence against people. And that's a crazy thing. I actually got a little bit nervous there because I was just talking about a thing. I don't think I said anything, controversial there, but how crazy is that? That we're living in a world where this dumbass goober on the internet is suddenly worried about saying can I say that it's okay to say things or not? Because that's what's happening. Scary times, right? Best just relax and chill out and enjoy reading comic books. Am I right or am I right? In this case, I don't even know anymore. But gang, what do you think? Comment below, let me know. And until next time, keep displaying model behavior. One of my favorite characters in pretty much all of fiction, I don't know why, but I just imprinted on him, Casey Jones, is finally getting a solo series from IDW. I think I might have to pick this up. I'm a Casey Jones fan. What can I say? So it says here from the official write-up from IDW, TMNT Casey Jones issue #1, spinning directly from the pages of TMNT, Casey Jones' first solo miniseries in over 30 years. I was 14 when that first one came out. Casey Jones was shot by D.A. Hale. He's awake and he has a second chance at life. Instead of taking things slow and smelling the flowers, he's jumping headfirst into the action. That's what Casey Jones does. Casey is hitting the streets and doing everything he can to protect the people of New York City, but those closest to him think he's pushing himself too hard. He probably is. Take it easy, Casey. April O'Neil and the TMNT, especially Casey's closest friend Raphael, are concerned. Things are only going to get worse as the new strain of mutagen starts changing the shape of New York City, and a brand new villain threatens everything Casey believes in. From the critically acclaimed team of Alex Paknadel, and Amanke Nahulpan? I hope that's right. Yeah, this is coming soon. In fact, I'll tell you when exactly it's coming from IDW Publishing. This is going to be released on September 17th. Mark your calendars, 36 pages. It's probably going to be a good time. You know me, one of my favorite media properties is the Terminator, and also one of my favorite times of year is Christmas. So why not just smoosh those two together, shall we? Dynamite Comics is giving us the Terminator Christmas special. Because why the heck not? Already, I'm digging the preview art that we're seeing from this. Who would have thought a Terminator in a Santa suit would look quite as terrifying? I love it. We've got a little bit of a write-up here from Dynamite Comics. Humanity is on the naughty list. In the war-torn apocalyptic future conquered by the forces of Skynet, Christmas Eve is far from festive. Yet even in the crumbling remains of civilization, with rubble and death around every corner, a scant few surviving elders of the resistance carry the torch for the Christmas spirit. In between drone attacks, the younger members of the movement are eager to hear these heartwarming fables of Christmas past. To these youngest in the vigilante surviving human race, the stories of the jolly old man in his ruby red robes who infiltrated the homes of everyone across the globe and is especially intriguing. How did he avoid the sentries and guard dogs? What kind of exfiltration techniques was he using? Did he have glowing red eyes to match his fur-trimmed hat? How different was he from the hulking mechanical monsters now advancing on their positions? That's kind of a cool gimmick. So basically, I guess the story is kids telling each other the story of Father Christmas, but in the world of the Terminator, what kind of a spin would they put on it? This is going to be 28 action-packed pages coming out in December. Honestly, I'm kind of looking forward to this. And folks, that does it for Good News for today. What did you think about the items covered? Comment below and let me know. And if you like what you see here and you want to see more, then you know what you gotta do. You gotta join the 6-1 Clicks by clicking the like, share, and subscribe buttons. Genuinely, that does really help me out because, like I said at the start of this episode, I don't know what YouTube's doing. But if you can, confirm that you do want to see me pop up in your feed, that would definitely be a good thing. And if you want to doubly support the channel by literally just giving me money, and God bless you, because all these people who are going up the side of me, that's exactly what they do. Guys, thank you so much for being channel members. You give me the opportunity to make this a living and get these videos out to you. And for that, I'm so, so grateful. So thank you so much for all of your support. Now that I'm back in the studio, oh boy, you better believe we're going to be doing some serious member live streams coming up very, very soon. So until those, and until the next episode, keep displaying model behavior.
Coffee, big time.